Hello everyone. This video will show transformation of trigonometric functions. To better understand how this general function form right here works, let's have some examples. Now let's go over this problem here using the four-step process. So the first step is to determine the amplitude and the midline. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down here. So our amplitude here is 3 and the midline is again represented by k. In this case, k is equal to -4. So in equation form, that is y equals -4. So the second step is to determine the starting point or where the graph begins with one cycle only. So in this case right here, our starting point is we set this quantity inside the parentheses equal to 0. And then we solve for x. So that is pi over 2, x equals 0. To solve for x here, we are going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of pi over 2. So that is 2 over pi, and multiply this by 2 over pi. So we can go ahead and cross this out. We are left with x is equal to 0. So the graph is starting at the x value of 0. Now let's move on to the third step. The third step is to determine the period. The formula for period is 2 pi over b. Now we remember that the b is the coefficient of the x. In this case right here, our b is pi over 2. So that is pi over 2 right there. So since this is a complex fraction, we copy the 2 pi and we multiply this by flipping this, and we multiply across. So that would be 2 over pi. So in this case right here, we can cross out the pi, and this leaves us a period of 4. And the fourth step is to determine the end point. So the end point is the starting point plus the period. So in this case right here, our starting point is 0. Our period is 4. So in one cycle, the graph ends at 4. So we go ahead and sketch the graph of this function. Okay, it says here that the graph has a midline of y equals -4. So I go ahead and write that down here, -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is the midline. So in the midline, we're going to put 5 points. So that's going to be the starting point. This is the end point. We take the middle, and we take another middle, and we take another middle. So the values that we're going to put in here would be the starting point is at 0. The end point is at 4. And we're supposed to determine the coordinates on the x-axis for the other 3 points. To do this, we are going to go ahead and add, to get the middle, we're going to add these two. So that would be 0 plus 4 times 1/2, which in this case, 4 times 1/2 is 2. So this value right here is 2. And then we're going to get the middle of this one as well. So that would be 0 plus 2. So that's 0 plus 2 times 1/2. So that's going to be 2 times 1/2 is 1. And so you can go ahead and see the pattern. So that's 0, 1, 2. So this must be 3. You can show the work like this if you want to check if it's really 3, but that should be the value right there. So we're now ready to sketch the graph. Since this is sine, it's a positive, so we go ahead and remember this is the midline. So from the midline, we go up 3 and down 3. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So I go up 3 there, and then that's another 3 right there. Then I go down 3, 1, 2, 3. So that should be where it should sit. And then another curve right there. So this is the graph of this given function here. This graph is only one cycle. So that is how we graph this trigonometric function that we have up there.